So in my last video I was saying I'm going to do a video on trading psychology and psychology. So let's get into it. So these are all books. One, two, three, four, five. And that's a book as well. I'll get into that one. Trading the Zone is the best trading psychology book on the market. And it's pushed onto every trader for a good reason. Matt Douglas, one of the greatest traders to ever live, wrote it. And it's as simple as that. It's also, even if you're not a trader, you can read that book. That just gives you a different perspective on life, and well, yeah, that's about it. And so, Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. If you're not into trading, this is such a good book anyway. If you've ever been interested in the stock market, in any market, you've always had like, oh, it's interesting, but it just looks not for me. This is a perfect book. It's about Jesse Livermore's life, and he was one of the biggest traders to ever live back in 1917. Well, no, 19. He traded from 1907 to 1950. That's where he offed him then. But he pretty much made he kept making hundreds of millions, kept losing it, kept losing it, kept making it, kept making it, kept losing it, and then in the end, he had in what today's money would have been a billion. And back then, in the markets, that was very hard. Back in the day in Wall Street, around 50,000 shares were traded a day. Now, 50,000 shares get traded in the first second that Wall Street opens. So that just tells you how much less people were trading back then. It were more. What retail traders get fed shit is like supply, demand, all that shit. That one more apparent back then, but this is a great book. I'm reading it. I've read it twice. I'm reading it again. Really, at the minute, actually. This is a great book as well. Market Wizards. This has loads of interviews with a bunch of big different traders, and it gives you an insight into what it is. And then Trading Psychology by Constantino Pistoia is just about general trading psychology. So that's a daft book that deeps into his own story of his own trading psychology and how it took him around 7 years to actually get the right mind for it, and how he kept blowing and blowing and blowing accounts. I've, I've lived what this guy lived, right? Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. I'm reading this at the minute as well, and I said I'm reading that as well. My brain, my brain's quite good at multitasking and doing different things at the same time. So that's why I can read two books at once, and it's quite good with memory, if I'm honest. And this is about how you just have to accept life for what it is. You have to live every day like it's your last day, and this gives you a good insight. Because nowadays, I could go deep into it. I'm not going to go deep into it though. You society's set up to make you fail. Society is set up to make you go into a job, pay off a mortgage, and that's it. That's what today's life's about. That's essentially it. Get a job, get a mortgage, get married, have kids, and die. You know what I mean? This talks about how you have to be at peace with everything and just take everything as it comes, and more or less be nice to everyone you meet, even if they're ignorant and nasty. And I'm trying to implement this in my life right now because this world's too negative, and I want to say it's because people perceive it as negative, but it it really is. It's a negative place when you look at it from the bigger picture, and you just need to sort of come down and be at peace with everything. This is a great book, honestly. It gives you a new perspective on everything, and also Marcus Aurelius were an emperor back in the day, and he was the most selfless emperor ever. He literally sold everything in his Roman palace to help the people on the streets of Rome because he didn't give a shit about the money or the shit about luxury. He cared about the people, and this is what I'm trying to get this YouTube video out, the YouTube channel out for. 'Cause I want to help people and I want to push people to places in trading because they're pushed by other people in a different direction to make them fail. And every trader knows this because every trader gets to stop it, and it's a game where 85% of people lose, and it's designed that way. It's not done on purpose. It's designed that way. This is a great book, and this even if you're not trading, get this book, and this book. If you're trading, get all of them. Probably about 70 quid altogether, and it's completely worth the money. Completely worth the money. This is, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that if I'm honest. In fact, fuck it. Ein Enzelganger. Yeah, well, apparently, yeah, think so. But he's a YouTuber. He does YouTube for health and life and philosophy and shit. Same case as Andy. He's more aimed at men, but women can use this as well. So go have a look at both these channels. And I'm trying to push this out because a lot of people in today's age keep information to the self because a lot of people are selfish these days, and that's not right. It's really not. So I want everyone who watches this video to buy these books, £70, read them all, force yourself to read them. I don't want to hear that fucking thing. Oh, I don't read. I used to say that I don't read. I started reading. I loved it. Even if you don't love it, you need to do it because it trains your mind. And there's go back 10 years and you didn't have YouTube and all this. Well, no, 20 years. You didn't have all this shit to go on internet for. Where did everyone find their information out? They went to a book, and I prefer the old-fashioned way. I mean, yeah, get them on audiobook if you really can't be asked reading them, but I advise getting them because you can take notes down as you read it, and you can read it again and again and again. So that's enough about the books. So these are two YouTube channels, so I'll just quickly glance over them. You can see it's just about philosophy, just shit, just stuff to help you. And then Casey Zander is about men's health. So definitely go check him out. It's men in today's society. I don't know how to say this without sounding insensitive. They're brought up to be bitches, and men. Well, yeah, that's it. Men are brought up by bitches because society have been brainwashed into thinking certain things, pushed by Hollywood, pushed by all these movies you see, pushed by the music. Because this, I know it sounds like a big conspiracy and shit, but there's someone controlling everything that goes on. The movies that come out in Hollywood, the radio, the songs, it's all done to make everybody in this world weak. And once you start deep thinking about it, once you start listening to it, once you start watching the movies and looking for it in it, it's in plain sight. It's completely fucked, and I want to get the word out there because not enough people are talking about it. They're really not. The obstacle is the way. I haven't read this yet. This is why I put it at the bottom. But I have got it, and I intend on reading it after I've read this and this. I just don't have a lot of time to read because reading takes quite a long time, and time is precious. So, and for pure trading, I want you to visit these two YouTube videos. I talked about these in the other ones, but Trader's Reality, he has hundreds upon hundreds of hours to watch shit on, and it's all priceless. Now, this is a new YouTube account, but I've pretty much viewed a lot of his videos. It's invaluable information on here, and real beat the market. Look how many videos there is. There's probably what 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 14 hours worth of content on it, and it's mind blowing what's on it. Completely mind blowing. Completely and utterly mind blowing. And it's on a different YouTube account, but I've watched every single video. I've watched this one twice because you need to watch some videos twice to fully wrap your head around it. You always miss something. It's like anything. You might miss something in a book. You might watch a series over again, and you might say, "Oh, I missed that. That's quite good." You get me? But yeah, share this with a friend. Don't be selfish with this information. I don't want to be selfish with this information. I want everyone should use it, and if anyone has any like-minded thoughts in the comments that I should go and watch a YouTube or get a book, please do it, because I want to better myself as well as better everyone else. So I hope everyone has a good day, and please buy these books and watch these YouTubers. If you're just watch them. I'm not going to give you a reason. Just watch them and buy them. It will give you a different perspective on life. Goodbye.